right, we are live here in the Pace Studio with Nicole Atkins. Welcome.
Thanks.
She's got a new record coming out next month called Goodnight Rhonda Lee, and she's going to play a couple songs for us from it.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about this first song you're going to play?
This first song kind of sounds like the Fraggle Rock theme song, and that was intentional. So I wrote this song the day before I went into the studio to record the record. I had the melody sitting around, and I was sitting in Detroit in this hotel, and I called my friend Jim Sclavunos from the Bad Seeds, and I was like, can you help me write a song about moving to Nashville? And I sent him a couple words, and he sent them back, and then that was that. And this is called Brokedown Luck. Ready? Intuition, blind ambition, just a throw of the dice. Chasing blue skies, no compromise against all words of advice. Everything I ever wanted, I can see it, and even taste it, almost can reach it. Break down, wearing the groove out, wearing my heart out, beating my home song. Broke down luck. Long nights, bright lights, dazzling insights, go for the jugular vein. New town, old town, new grooves run down, same old grooves in my brain. Everything I ever wanted, I can see it, and even taste it, almost can reach it. Break down, wearing the groove out, wearing my heart out, been in my home song. Broke down luck. Town, old town, new grooves run down, same old grooves in my brain. I can see it, and even taste it, almost can reach it. Break down, wearing the groove out, wearing my heart out, being in my whole song. Roll down, dive in the deep end, got nothing to defend, breaking the record for breakdowns. Everything changes, still the refrain runs, been in my whole song. Broke down luck. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Sounded great. So this record kind of came together during sort of a transitional period for you. You mentioned the move to Nashville, and I know there was some other stuff going on too. Can you tell us a little bit about how you kind of channeled that into inspiration for this record?
Yeah. Oh, if you want to be simple about it, it was basically like I was going through a bit of a depression, to say the least. And writing these songs and putting them together was kind of like the thing that was keeping me alive in a way. I got married, I moved to Nashville, I was trying to get sober, and everything was just so new. And I remember like feeling super down and being like, oh no, music. And then I was like, wait, it's not music's fault. And so I put this Post-it note on my door that said it's not music's fault. And just kept writing and you know, like I would get super nervous when I had to meet people I didn't know. They'd be like, oh, go on this co-write. And I'd either cry or throw up before I went. I don't know why. But I would. But then when I was there and I was meeting them, like even if we didn't get a good song, it was fun. And so I just kept saying yes to things. And it got me out of my head and like living again. So
That's great.
it was cool.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about this next song you have for us?
Yeah, real fast, I want to introduce my band because
please do.
I'm so happy that you're in New York because I get an excuse to hang out with my friends. This is Dave Sherman on the keyboards and Binky Griptight on the guitar and Alicia Shakur on the vocals and tambourine. This next song, it's my new single. It's called Listen Up. And there's a really funny video on YouTube if you want to see it. It's I fell into a sinkhole like 4 months ago. I'll tell you about that later. And I just thought, like, okay, I'm like the Larry David of indie rock, and so I made a America's Funniest Home Videos themed video.
Awesome.
Anyway, the song's called Listen Up. All right, you want to start with the...
Yeah, sure. Right there.
Sometimes I feel like I ruined everything. Sometimes I feel like I'm slipping, the way my brain body reacts to every memory. Sometimes I feel like I'm slipping, I should have listened up when I was young, but I always talk too much, punch drunk on some bad luck, hard times.
You gotta make mistakes to know.
It takes mistakes to grow, and now I know, gotta listen up.
Gotta listen up.
Oh, listen up. When life got real, didn't know if I could handle it. Too many opinions, I don't wanna listen, but when my brain and body holds on to every memory, I need your help, so please advise. Oh, I should've listened up when I was young, but I always talk too much, punch drunk on some bad luck, hard times.
You gotta make mistakes to know.
Takes mistakes to grow, and now I know, gotta listen up.
Gotta listen up.
Oh, listen up. When I'm broken, when I'm stuck, then I know I gotta listen up. When I'm lost, when I'm in a rut, then I know I gotta listen up. When I'm broken, when I'm stuck, then I know I gotta listen up. When I'm broken, when I'm stuck, oh, I should've listened up when I was young, but I always talk too much. Punch drunk on some bad luck, hard times.
You gotta make mistakes to know.
It takes mistakes to grow, and now I know.
And now I know.
And now I know.
And now I know.
And now I know. Gotta listen up. Bam. Thanks.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
So how did you manage to fall into a sinkhole?
Oh God. So there's a lawsuit pending. I can't talk about it. I was in Knoxville after a show. It was a duo show, just me and my keyboard player, and it was his second gig with us. And not Dave, my southern keyboard player, southern dude from Australia. But we were walking in a parking lot our hotel was like in the complex of restaurants and other hotels on the highway, and this hole that was 10 feet deep was just there, and it was raining, and so he's walking, I'm like, yeah, I know, boom. And I woke up and he's like, take my hand. It was like Rambo or something, or the movie The Descent. And I'm like, what? And I was like, oh my God, I'm in the earth. So that was weird. And we just played Mountain Jam this weekend, and one of our security guards, I'm like, oh, you're super cool. You from here? And he's like, oh, I'm from Knoxville. And I was like, I fell into a sinkhole in Knoxville. And he's like, at the K-Town Tavern? And I was like, yes. And he's like, it's famous. It's been there for years.
Oh, wow.
Since 2006. So we might have a horn section. My lawsuit money? I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask you about this record, too, is I know that you recorded it live in, I think, something like 5 days. Is that right?
4 days.
4 days. Wow.
Yeah.
What was that process like, and how did that kind of influence the music at all?
Well, before I went down, I made some demos of the songs, and one day before I moved to Nashville, like me and you and a couple guys from Joe Russo's Almost Dead, we just got in a room and made some demos. So I had those and some more I put together, and I sent them to the producer Austin Jenkins in Fort Worth, and he charted everything out, and he called Robert Ellis and his band to come in, and we met at 10 a.m. and just started recording, and by like noon and till 1 a.m. every day, and it was just super fun. It was like everything was like normal. Here's the song, and they were like, oh, but what about this? But what about this? Let's try it again. And by the end of the 4 days, I was like, oh, we're done. So every take was the take. We played it as if it was the take, but it was so fun. Like, and I feel like it's a cool recording because you can actually hear people having fun on the record. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Cool. Well, you've got one more for us. Can you tell us what it is and tell us a little bit about it?
This song, it's called Goodnight Rhonda Lee. So I wrote this song with my friend Chris Isaac, and he kept saying, say goodnight to the band, and for months I was like, what does that mean? How can I finish that? And then I thought about Rhonda Lee is my drinking alias. You know, my parents would be like, we're having dinner tonight, don't bring Rhonda Lee, kind of thing. And my sister's one is Steve. Steve is the worst. But I was just thinking about all the dumb things that I used to do, and you know, all of these embarrassments, but kind of having a kindness for that girl, you know, because she's not a bad person. She's just a Fruit Loop. So this song's called Goodnight Rhonda Lee. I see you laughing, but you're laughing too loud. I tried to find you. Lost in the crowd. Girl, you kill me. I understand, don't you see? Say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, Rhonda Lee. You take the windows, paint the midnight blue. You're holding on tight to a life you outgrew. How many times can I remind you to breathe? Say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, Rhonda Lee. That's just the way that it goes. Don't let it crush you. Change don't come easily. Say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, Rhonda Lee. Say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, Rhonda Lee. Say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, say goodnight, Rhonda Lee. Cha cha cha. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sounded great.
Thanks.
Well, before we let you go, we want to let people who are tuned in know when they can next catch you live. Do you have any dates coming up you want to hype?
Thinking. It's all up on my website. I believe our first show is in Lexington, Kentucky. That'll be my first time there, ever. So if you're from Lexington, please bring friends. And
Awesome.
yeah, and our album release show is July 23rd at 3rd and Lindsley
Cool.
in Nashville.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much
Yeah.
for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Oh, can I say one more thing?
Sure,
Since I'm here on television. My friends have this really great band called Steelism, and they're instrumental pedal steel, groovy, psychedelic rock band. And their album release show is the 29th at 3rd and Lindsley, and I'm going to be singing with them. So come to that too.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for
Yeah,
being here.
thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming over. All right, bye.